and to the officers present. I'd like to start proceedings by acknowledging the Darumbal people, the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and their elders past, present and emerging. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to follow process first up, and I apologise for this. I know it's painful, but because this is a confidential report, we'll have to close the meeting for a little while to discuss the issues in relation to the report, and then we'll open the meeting back up again and explain to you what's going on. So for members of the community watching via live stream, we'll disappear for a little while and we'll come back to you as soon as we can. So please bear with us. Alistair? All good? Okay. So welcome back to members of the community on video link, and thank you for your patience with us. Some background to this report and this recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, is that following notice to council by Central Queensland University that they were going to close their Yeppoon campus, we at council embarked on negotiations with them to potentially take over the site, and as it turns out, that will be by lease, with a view to creating space and facility for some of our community groups. So potentially community groups such as the Yeppoon seniors, who have been looking for a relatively permanent home now for a number of years, for our alternate learning centre as well, which currently operates out of the Yeppoon basketball courts. The former CQU site here in Yeppoon would provide a wonderful opportunity for council to continue to support those community groups and provide services to them. The cost to the Shire is very low, so hence it's also very attractive for us going forward. So from our perspective around the room, this is a very attractive proposition, and one that I think most of the councillors will support. So the recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, is that council first of all advance the creation of a new community facility at the former Central Queensland University site in Yeppoon, recognising its value for money and flexibility for community organisations, and secondly, delegate to the Chief Executive Officer authority to enter into a lease generally in accordance with the information contained within the report. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, this recommendation is to basically establish the facility, allow us to establish the facility, and to give the Chief Executive Officer the ability to enter into the contractual arrangement on council's behalf with the Central Queensland University. As we said, we think this is a wonderful opportunity for our community groups and to provide a home, in inverted commas, for a number of them that have been seeking permanent accommodation for a number of years. So, councillors, without any further ado, I'll put this, I won't put it to the vote, I'll actually call for I'll move it. Thank you very much. And the seconder was Councillor Eastwood, as a portfolio councillor for this part of the communities. And councillors, I'll put this to the vote. So speakers for. I think I've said my bit, so I might pass over to Councillor Eastwood. Thank you at this point.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is an excellent opportunity to provide a base for those members of our community that really need a home. I'm very, very excited about I was nearly going to say the purchase, but getting hold of this facility at just the right time and the right place. It's just fantastic. It's on the bus route. It's got great parking, and it's got numerous areas that we can use. It's a fantastic facility. I'm just grateful that we could get hold of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Eastwood. Would anyone like to speak against the motion? Anyone else like to speak for the motion? Thank you. Councillor Friend.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and councillors, Mr. Acting CEO. I just am so excited moving forward for the community groups. It's central, there's plenty of parking, and it's going to be just a very positive step in the right direction for all those that use this facility. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Friend. Given the fact that I'm assuming, Councillor, there's no one else speaking against the motion, anyone speaking for it? Councillor Hutton?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I'll be supporting the motion today because of the fantastic opportunity it provides for our community in recognising that our seniors population, recognising that our young people population, recognising that as a community, COVID's taught us a lot about the need for community connection. It's taught us a lot about the need for opportunities for togetherness. And as our Shire continues to grow, the provision of these facilities and these services was identified in the Livingstone Community Plan. We actually spoke about in the Community Plan about the desire to have shared spaces, about having facilities where both council officers, council groups, as well as community groups could share, work together, but also then continue to grow. And we know with Senior Sits as a great example that an organisation that continues to grow year on year needs to have a home where that will allow them to grow, and this space provides that allowance for growth, and it also allows us to create space in the existing community centre for other groups or organisations that may be coming along. So this is an opportunity for community development, but also an opportunity, just as importantly, for us to actually strengthen the sustainability of our individual groups by not relying on the availability of town hall, but creating additional community facilities to support them. So commend it to the table.
Thank you, Councillor Hutton. Would anyone else like to speak for the motion?
Yes.
Councillor Mather.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to congratulate you for negotiating this really good deal at the right price. It ticks all the boxes. It's made a lot of people happy because they've been searching for a home, as we call it, for a very long time, long as I can remember. And it's in the right place, at the right price, for the right reasons, and the right people, and the right council to make it happen, and the right mayor. Don't underestimate the mayor's negotiation powers. We're very grateful to you for that, Mr. Mayor, because this is a new era. We have to think outside the box. We have to think laterally. And if we can share our needs with another department, another state department, to serve our mutual purposes, we're on winners all the way. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Mather, and you almost made me blush then. Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak to the motion?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and all the councillors involved. I think it's a wonderful decision to be made. It's been discussed a lot around the table, and those seniors are certainly looking for a home to live. And I think we've found the perfect location. I've been to the site many times myself, so I know it quite well. It's accessible if you have a disability. It's got a little kitchenette. It's got great amenities for toilets. It serves a purpose for the community. So very happy about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lynch. Councillor Bello.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And probably really just to back up what everybody's already said, but just outside of that, they say that you really make your own luck, and it doesn't just come to you. And I think, Mr. Mayor, through your persistence in this space and your preparedness to try and look for solutions, we've ended up with an answer to a problem that has really nagged at this council for many, many years, and not through nobody else in the past not trying, but timing is everything. But if you're not open and willing and looking for those opportunities to present themselves, you can miss that timing. But thankfully, your efforts in this space here have captured this facility, and the repurposing of it for what's been described will be very much appreciated for many years to come, and hopefully way beyond what has even been proposed in the lease thus far. So happy days, well done.
Thank you, Councillor Bello. And look, it's, in my view, always a team effort on these things, because our role here is to provide facilities and services for our community. And I'm just really, really thankful that we've been able to, as a matter of timing, as Councillor Bello says, this opportunity came along and we're able to grab it with both hands. So, councillors, I think we've done with the talking, so we've got a mover and a seconder. So now can I put this to the vote, please? All in favour? Carried unanimously. Thank you, Justine. And councillors, thank you for your attendance. Staff, thank you for your attendance. Being a special meeting, this is the only item on the agenda to be discussed. So I bid everyone a good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in. Have a great afternoon.